You're listening to Beauty Business Breakthroughs, a special mini-sode series designed for beauty pros ready to grow with intention. I'm Shara, your coach behind the mic and the founder of Scale to Six Figures Academy, where I help beauty entrepreneurs build real businesses with strategy, not hustle. This series is part of my mission to spotlight the real challenges beauty pros face and the mindset and systems that actually move them forward. These mini-sodes are pulled straight from live hot seat coaching sessions with my students. Continuing the conversation around building a sustainable, profitable beauty business, today's episode gives you a front row seat to real transformations. This is a behind-the-scenes look into the kind of impact-driven content we're building to educate, empower, and elevate beauty entrepreneurs. Let's get into it. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today, Ariel. I really appreciate you just taking the time.
Thank you for having me, and I'm so thrilled to be here.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about yourself, where you're from, all that good stuff.
So yes, I'm currently from Mississippi. My name is Ariel. I own a med spa. It's called Glitz and Beauty Spa LLC. It's fairly new. I started it in 2023. Starting the business is something, okay? It's more like a baby type of ordeal. You have to nurture it, and it's more of like your belief on it as well. If you keep that faith that it's going to grow. That's basically how it is, especially when it's your own funding. I don't think no one kind of understand funding a business yourself is okay. And so it's a lot to it, but it's so fun just watching it every step of the way. Because I think when I first started, I was actually getting into the business world of lip fillers. I wanted to do so bad. I was like, oh, I want to do this. Everyone is doing it. And I was like, okay, I'm going to have to start off and I have to get my plans and stuff together. But everything was more of like a support system as well, like with my mom and dad. And they were more of, hey, you put your mind to it, you can do anything. Anything
Absolutely.
is possible. So I think just starting it off from just that belief status, it's like, it took me. And so I went from there. And so, like I stated, seeing myself grow I'm happy and I'm very grateful for it.
It's rewarding.
The gratitude. I think it's the gratitude of it. Be grateful. Mm-hmm. It may not be like the biggest thing, but it's something.
Right.
You got to start somewhere.
Absolutely. So when you mentioned starting your business and funding it yourself, is this your first entrepreneurial journey?
It is.
Okay. Were you working full-time before you went, like working a full-time job before you went full-time self-employed?
Yes. Okay. It's the transitioning. It's like, because the job that I was working, I was a supervisor for Amazon. So everyone knows about Amazon and love it. Been there for so many years, but I seen the opportunity of growth. I did a lot of things with Amazon. I've been to different departments. I've learned a lot. Everything was good for me just behind my belt in a way. Me and my team manager used to talk about a lot of things because she has her own business as well. She's a chef basically.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And so she was like, Ariel, put your mind to it. Just go, just do it. You have to just do it. You can't just keep procrastinating, because I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to get to it. But I always wrote my notes down. I'm going to do this, or I always set a goal for myself and I always met that goal. But it's like I had to be in that persistent of a mind, like, hey, it's time now. It's never, when a person say they're going to eventually do it, it may be your time at that time. It's like God's going to only give you like that opportunity. And you can't miss out on it, because a lot of people will be like, oh, that was your opportunity to take that door of that action and you didn't do. So now you kind of have to. So in that type of ordeal, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to just leap out on faith and go. And that's what I did.
That's exciting. I love that. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Right. Getting you onto the journey of working with Lux. Tell me a little bit about what life was like for you prior to deciding to take that leap of faith and take some classes and work with Lux.
Yeah. So before then, I would say it was a journey, because everything is, at that time, it was, when they say work smarter, not harder, that's what it was basically saying for me, because I was actually working a lot. And I was working extremely hard. Like I was trying to figure out like, what can I do to get more of that clientele version? What new product can I think about adding to a service to get more clientele? Because everything with the business is with the marketing, the social media. What's new out there? What's going to bring more clientele and what's going to stick that is going to continue to grow? And I think at that time, I was more like trying to hustle, bustle, trying to figure out something. I had my clientele, but it was on the version of, just like I stated, the lip filler journey. Like a lot of people was into the lip filler. That was a service. Body contouring. Everyone wanted the smaller tummy or something else that was added to the services. But then I had to think, I'm like, what is it that they're wanting the most? Because half of my clientele would call me just for a counseling session, just to see what's next for them or what goals that they're looking for. And I had to take in consideration all those clients that came to me to ask me what they're wanting to do, what services I got to offer, or what do I have that I can do to help support others. And so that's why I had to think about the services, and I had came across you guys and I said, look, that's it. Now I can take the journey of learning more, having more knowledge, because everything needs a new skill. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of refresher. I'm not telling anyone, hey, I still do it now and so it's just a journey. So I'm like, hey, this is what it is, because everyone is looking for that option. So
you know what? I completely agree. I'm like, I always tell people that I'm an information nerd because I absolutely thrive off of learning and researching and educating myself. In fact, about 2 or 3 months ago, I had gone to an AI training. And I'm like, definitely not like a guru, but I'm a guru when it comes to AI, right? I'm definitely further along than any of my friends. And so I'd invited one of my little business besties and she's, girl, I'm not going to that. I already know. There's no way that you know so much about something that you're not willing to go and educate yourself even more than what you already know. And let me just tell you, I was so thankful that I went to that training because I gained a lot of knowledge about the AI training or the AI world and some different things that it can and can't do, because I'm so used to using just one platform, not realizing, no, I can actually use other platforms to do other things. But I say that to say that what actually sparked in me was two completely different ideas and had absolutely nothing to do with AI. But because I was like, oh my gosh, that's it. And I love the fact that you were willing to educate yourself and get out there and even, like you said, get that refresher, or because you never know what you can learn from somebody else. Even if you took a repeat class of the Hyaluron Pen or lip fillers or body cavitation, you're going to learn something new that you didn't know. And I can guarantee you, every time I take a training or a class on some kind of skill set, I learn something new. I don't care if I learn one new thing. If that one new thing is valuable, right? As long as I learned one new thing. And I also love the fact that you recognize that you were working harder, not smarter. And so this was your opportunity to work smarter, not harder.
I'm thankful of everything. Like, I'm happy that I'm able to, because like you're stating, learning new things is me. My free time is reading books, or I'm on the computer trying to, I didn't know this happened. And I'll go it's like I go down a rabbit hole of things, but I'm learning at the same time. So I'm able to, oh yeah, this is what happened, or this is what's next. And anything far as refreshers, you need to, because you don't know how the techniques are now than what we learned 2 or 3 years ago. A lot of things have changed. A lot of products have changed. And, you know, the effectiveness of them as well, because a lot of things I've gotten far as filler bases have changed a lot of things. So it's kind of like you need to still have that refresher. I just feel like everyone needs it.
I completely agree. 100%. Tell me a little bit about, you said you found Lux. I'm assuming you found us on social media or Google. And what was the moment that you said, you know what, that's it. I'm going all in. I am betting on myself and I'm going to further my education and I'm going to take some courses with Lux.
Yeah. Like I stated again, as far as clientele goes, I had customer come to me and they're like, hey, I actually had one customer and she's very sweet. She has been my customer client since day one. She's been a supportive person. and her goals and her mindset of how her body should be a certain way. And as a friend and of course, a counselor, because basically that's what we would still be doing is counseling. I'm like, okay, let's see about this step into if this is the first step for you. But it starts to get to the point where she's, look, I know it's something else because I'm working out, but I'm not getting what I need to kind of have that extra push. Because some people would actually work out as much and it's like nothing is not going into the molding sensation and maybe getting a little bit of a liquid lipo there and it can slim it down a little bit more. And then you can wear your waist trainers and continue to slim your waist. And I think that's what her goals was basically without telling me, hey, Ariel, you got something for...
You got a little something extra. You got something extra in your sleeve.
You got something? I'm like, okay, you can just tell me exactly. Some people just are not like how we are. It's like asking, okay. Yeah, I really think basically just my mindset of it, okay, it's time for me to go. It's time for me to do this training. Let me see what I need to do at this point. Let me take down my notes. Let me get it together here. And I knew then it was time for that change because it can only take one person and it changes a lot. And for her to just tell me, and I had already had my mind set anyways, like I was stating that I was going to try it and go forth with it. But for her to sit down and tell me like a heart-to-heart moment, look, like this is what needs to be done. This is how I'm feeling. I'm like, okay, that's my time. And just that one thing, just taking out as a leap of faith, like I told you, and saying, hey, let me take this course. Let me go ahead and get my knowledge on it. Let's start this service. It took off. It took off. And when I say it took off for me, it was like it's a breakthrough. That's what it's from feeling stuck to not knowing what to do and to getting that little push, go, it's your turn, and getting that knowledge and it's up goes my clientele. And I'm so thankful. Before you actually step out, you are going to be nervous. You're going to say, hey, I'm not used to this. I have other services. Let's stick with the norm. Sometimes you can't stick with the norm. You have to go above and beyond to something different. And just that going to that little next extent of a level takes you on up there. So I think at that point, that was my mindset. I had to go. I had to kind of stick with it. I was like, hey, this is it. And you guys have actually came across to me. They always say it comes in a 3-motion type of ordeal. I kept seeing you guys come down my timeline. I said, you know what? This is it. This is it. I'm going to have to go ahead because this is it. It shows me so much. And then just looking at it, the opportunity and also the training was awesome. I loved it. It was step by step. I didn't have to have someone, you have those, what they call micromanagers, like on you to see which step. It was easy. I was able to even go back. If it's something I'm like, oh, let me go back. Let me get my best on paper and make sure I was able to still go back. And so that's what I was thankful for.
That's amazing. I love that. So just to clarify, you took the Hyaluron Pen fat dissolving course.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. That's what I figured. I love it. I love it. You made that decision to go ahead. And I believe that sometimes there's signs.
Yeah.
And so you were already on that verge of trying to look for something.
Yeah.
Your client is telling you, hey, you're like, you know what? That's my stuff. I'm going to take it and I'm going to run with it. I'm going to bet on myself, like you said. What year did you take the class?
It was actually last year. It was
last year.
I would say, oh my God, it was like me taking a course was just a step. Like I told you, just the next step of that type of knowledge that I needed to gain because I wanted to know more about just the products, how it is, how it's formed. Because like I said, I was already trained on the other areas, but this one was something I needed. I needed this training. And so the mindset of doing the procedure, actually getting it done with the client, it showed me was, first off, it was a smooth type of training. It was hands-on. I was able to learn and do hands-on at the same time. One of my models, and I was able to see that the product actually did work. Like it was like most products that I have noticed in past versions was not as things take time, 6 months, 8 months. Some things take a little more time than most, especially if that customer, that client is not in a lot of that fluid in like water, hydrated. They're not understanding you need that for that to even work.
I know. I know you
got
know what you're talking about, because when I had provided services, we did the same thing. I'm like, okay, I need to be careful about who I'm taking on as a client, because if I take on the wrong kind of client and they're not doing their part by drinking water, exercising, and eating right, and exercising 30 minutes a day, taking a walk, eating, not sitting on the couch, drinking soda and eating bonbons. I know the waist trainer always is going to help improve. But if they're not drinking water to actually flush it out, flush it out of their lymphatic, then they're not going to get the results. And then every time they come back, we're starting from square one. And I would tell people, like, look, we've got to set the proper expectations, because otherwise, first thing you're going to say is it doesn't work and I wasted my money, when really you're not going to tell people that you weren't doing your part, which is the homework at home.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Our bodies need it. Regardless if we do any procedures, we need it. That's the only way we can push everything out. And a lot of people don't understand, if you do that, you'll see your skin clear. You will feel more energy, because some people are lacking a lot of energy too, just not feeding into the water intake. If you're drinking sodas or some type of juice that is not, you're not pushing back in. And a lot of people understand, when you do those type of procedures, you have to drink a lot of fluid as far as water. But you have to understand that you have to push that nutrition back into that body that you have already taken out prior. Because a lot of people work out and not understanding, you got to still be able to intake stuff back in. And so they're thinking, I worked out, I'm good, I'm fine. But
they've got to replenish. Absolutely. So once you started taking the course, you were inside Lux. Tell me about when you started to notice the shift, like in your mindset, in your beliefs, in your self-esteem. Tell me about that shift.
I felt like at that moment, it was an unstoppable moment, because I knew that I was more confident to know what to do. Taking that course gave me more of a clarity. Hey, you got it. You have it. And so my mindset of that strategy changed, because, like I said it before, I was into a space of stuckness. I was used to the norm. I was just used to normal life, like the normal services. They come in. Oh, okay, no problem. Here it is. Go ahead. Have a great day. Don't forget about your aftercare card. Have a great day. But just learning something as the course that I did take, I'm like, okay, this is something I can add on to my service. And I didn't have to work as hard as I did with the prior services I had, because this was like something that was easy. Even with the financing shift, it went up from there, because it's like everyone needed it. Oh my God. Yeah. You got to understand, clientele have a word of mouth. So if they're getting treated with good services and they like it, they're going to tell someone else, and then it's going to continue. So your marketing is already by mouth, by customers. And so I just feel like that's what kind of shifted. Because as I was doing the procedures, as I was doing the training itself, I knew then, and hey, the confidence level just went up. So I was ready.
I love it. That is so awesome. When you talk about word of mouth and realizing, hey, it's once you make one client happy, they're telling everybody else. And that's part of working smarter, not harder. One thing I always tried to do when I was providing services was make sure that I'm posting every client that I'm seeing. I'm tagging that client, because now that client is going to repost it. And now my services are being shown to their audience. And then they've got people reaching out to me and things of that nature. So that's, again, like you said, it's working smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about where you're at now. You mentioned that your income has obviously increased. You're no longer feeling stuck. You're able to add extra services. It sounds like you've probably just, by adding this one service, been able to see more clients, and even clients that you already had. They're also coming for the same service. Just tell me a little bit about what life looks like for you now that you've been offering the service.
I would say it looks great. It looks awesome. My level would be, again, is growth and gratitude. And that is basically just to see myself expanding. I'm able to now finance other endeavors as far as like business goals. And my business goes not only that with my med spa that I have, but also with the herbal life category, that now I can do herbal planning for our clients. Let them know day to day on prep plans, just different things to help out far as not just the body goals itself on the outer layer, but the inner layer as well, because we all need our health to go. It's not all about going to doctors all the time. You have to be able to do stuff that's in home remedies. We have herbal care for weight loss. You can have stuff far as like anything with kidneys, or it's so much far as what herbs can do in a day with energy levels, clean out, detox. We have different things, and I'm just so happy because I'm able to still just be able to grow in different areas. And me growing is basically learning new techniques, and I don't stop from here. I'm still learning. It's not like I'm like, oh, I'm through, I'm fine, I'm just gonna go. No, I'm still learning. Learning is fundamental. The more you learn, you can add new things and ideas come into your place. Like I have always been that lady that always know about new ideas. If it's something that's just popping in mind, let me see, what's that? And so I just feel like from this point on, it's just the level of progressing, and that's it. That's mostly it. Just seeing myself grow, just grow and able to like watch more people grow under me, because not only I'm growing, I'm teaching others. And I can see others that are students in certain schools that I have taken classes with. They're wanting to grow. It may not be in the same field as me, but they are growing. And so that's all it takes, just one person to tell them about their breakthrough story. And it's, oh, she can do it, and I know I can do it. And just that little bit make them have a little bit more of a confidence, because they may not have. They could have been stuck and stagnant like I was prior, and then had to think of a different strategy too. And it's all about a certain person niche as well, because they may not understand that it's something that they're looking over that may just been there the whole time, but they're like, oh. But that little, just that thought is what made me be like, okay, it's time for me to go. It's time for me to go and try it. And look how it did for me. I have actually seen a lot of things shift, and I'm happy because now I'm able to tell others what I've learned, and so what they can learn. Yeah, that's basically.
That's good. So I'm sure you probably have a range of pricing that you offer for the service. So give me an idea of what that looks like, because I'm assuming it's based on the area that you're treating for that service.
It would be based. It's also about me counseling the customer first, because I have to give them their goals on the next step, because a lot of them would come to you and say, this is what they want done, because we're not in their mind. So we can't see the picture, what they're picturing. We can only hear what you tell me verbally. And I have to be like, okay, I think I know what you're talking about. But it ranges from each person, because a lot of people are, it's like weight wise go. We can't, all of them have a certain amount that we can do with, or we have to do different sessions. We may have multiple sessions. Some people may not need but 2 or 3 sessions. Some people may only need. So it just varies for person to person.
So are you saying that you charge per treatment plan, where you say, if somebody would come to you and you look at them and you say, okay, I think you only need 2 or 3 sessions. This is how much it will be for those 3 sessions. Okay, so then give me an idea, like your normal client that you've seen, a range between 3 sessions and like what's the minimum you've charged and the most you've charged?
Starting out with so if a person, I would say with the normal clientele customer that I have, their sessions may range up to 6 sessions.
Okay. That seems about, to be honest with you, that's about normal, even when you're doing body sculpting. Somewhere between 6 to 8 sessions, and you're telling them like, look, you've got to be religious. You've got to come back. If you want these results, then you should be committed. So 6 sessions. Okay. And then what would you charge somebody, let's just say somebody like me, average size, what would you charge for those 6 sessions on your tummy?
So on your 6 sessions, it would be, I would say my ranges would range around, I would say, because most of my sessions kind of range, I would say it would range just for my 6 sections, because I'm doing it by a full amount. I'm not going to do each one of those. I would give them a plan to do, and a plan would be around $1,200. I would say mostly like $1,250 is going to range to. And I give them a plan to work with. A lot of people doesn't offer different payment plans or how it goes, but I have payment plans that I can offer, like with a firm or Cherry, or just to help out. Because some people are like, hey, that's pretty steep, but it works. and they're not understanding it. Sometimes it works. I can't, it just, when a crisis is set, you have to stick with it. And that's what my goals are, to stick with it. I'm just not, but that's my plans and my rates. But I do offer a firm and I offer charity, and a lot of people take those actions. That's fine.
That's perfect. So on average, and again, I'm asking these questions so that people can understand what kind of income increase this can mean when you add a new service. I've spoken to other students and they're like, oh, this is how much I've been able to increase my income to by adding this one service to my menu. What does that look like for you? Do you have an idea how much income you've been able to increase? Let's just say, for instance, you were normally making $8,000 a month or $10,000 a month, and now you make $15,000 a month. Give me an idea of what that increase looks like by adding just this one service.
So yeah, adding that one service made you I would say it's going to be more than $15,000 a month.
Just by adding that one service, you were able to add $15,000 a month.
Just for that one service.
We do the math, and I'm not good at math in my head, but let me go ahead and do that math on the computer. Hold on one second. $15,000 a month times 12 months, that's about $180,000. So just by adding one service, you're able to far exceed and almost reach $200,000 a year.
You can.
Absolutely. I love that. Now, adding
it's awesome.
Adding that income to when you've had the service for about a year now, depending on when you took the course, what has that been able to afford you to do? Are you able to spend more time with your family? You're not able to work as hard, not work as long, not work as many days. What does that look like?
It's awesome. I'm able to spend more time with traveling. I can travel more now. I can spend more time with family. That's what I always like to do. I have 2 kids. I have 2 girls, and just me able to provide more for them in areas as far as schooling goes, because I'm always about education. So just to have something back for them as far as going to college. That is my main goal. Able to spend more time with my grandparents, able to spend more time with my mom and dad itself, because they are getting elder age. And so able to take them out on vacations. We actually having a family reunion in July. So I was able to help fund a lot of things for that and able to travel. And we're going up north. We're going to Iowa, actually. So that's to spend time with them. And it's like, I'm able to I can feel more of a breeze now. Because like I told you at first, it was more like, I gotta do this. Oh, gotta do this. And it was more of a harder type of thing than, hey, it's so easy. And had I known what I know now, years ago, I felt like it would have been but sometimes you have to go through that to get to that diamond in a rough. So that's what I had to do. But I would say I'm able to now breathe. I want that new car that I want. I can get that new car that I'm looking for. So it's kind of now I'm more just able to breathe. I don't have to have any more of a worry, stress on it. I'm able to, like I told you, add a new type of business that I want to do as far as my herbal life goes. I'm working on that now as far as my herbal store to be open, because I love to work with hands-on. So it's different things I'm trying to do and I want to do, and it's still a goal. It's also showing me the finances are there now. So it's kind of...
Yeah, it sounds like you're just overall, you're very interested in health and wellness. It's not just about, I have a med spa. There's an overarching love for the health and wellness space.
Yeah.
So knowing what that one course, adding that one service menu has allowed you to do, does that inspire you to now potentially take other courses and add more services to your menu?
It inspired me to continue. If it's something that I am wanting to do, just go forth with it. I'm not afraid to do anything at this point. It's more, girl, you got this, go. But it's not more, oh, maybe no. It's, hey, it's there, go. Everything is at hand reach. It's not far. It's just there. So it inspires me to continue. And it also inspired me to help others. Because like I stated, I've had friends that have taken different courses and different things as well, but they're not in the same type of field, but they understand and they're asking for inspiration. And I'm always there, hey, you got this. I can do it. You can do it. And I know how I started off. And like I stated, everything was by my funding, me working to fund my business in the beginning. I'm trying to do this. And then I had to figure out far as how the business goes. You have to get all your business stuff together, as far as business credits and all of that. So everything is still a stepping stone. But for me, as being since 2023 until now, I've seen me progress. And that's a lot for my age, and being just established a business in 23. It's 25. So we're not saying this is like 2030 or anything like, it's a new business, but it has grown. And my clientele have grown. So I'm happy. I'm thankful.
That's amazing. That is amazing. When I hear these kind of stories, it reminds me, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. It's not just about the monetary aspect of it. And I'm sure that you can relate, because when you have somebody that you perform a service on and they feel better about themselves and they reach their goals, it makes you feel good to see their confidence be boosted. You're like, don't tell what they were looking for. So hearing your story gives me that same little, I love it. So if there's somebody listening to our conversation right now, whether it be on our podcast or on YouTube, and they have considered working with Lux, they've considered taking a course with Lux, what is something that you would tell them? They're on the fence. What is something that you would tell them that you wish somebody would have told you?
I would say just believe and go and do it. Don't never think that you're not supported. Because even with taking your course, I still felt like I was still supported in the way of a family type of ordeal, because it was so easy. Like, it wasn't like some people get in their mindset of, if I take this course, oh, it's going to be tough, or I may not do it right. I may not pass it. I may not be able to move to the next level of it. But it's more support than anything. And I felt so peaceful about it, because even learning and just reading the first steps of it during the introduction of the company, I was like, okay, this is it. It was more, hey, I got you. Don't worry about it. Continue. So I think for anyone that is just wanting to learn more into knowing new skills, just go forth with it. Do not stop. Don't let anyone say you can't, because you can. Anything is possible. If I can do it, I know you guys can do it as well. So it's like, go. Everything is possible. And I just want everyone to understand that the growth is going to come. It's never going to be any failures. You may think you may be stuck and stagnant, or you may think it's going to fail. It's not going to fail. What we think is worse is not really worse. So just continue to believe. That's what I
love it. I realize in talking to you today, I'm like, okay, I say that a lot. I love it. I love it.
Yes.
So let's rounding out the conversation. Was there ever a moment where it just clicked for you and you said in your mind, like, okay, this is actually working? Like, you saw the vision, right? You saw your potential and the potential that your business had to really take off even more than it already was.
Yes, I would say just me doing the procedure of my clients, of taking that course, showed me that this is it. This is a gold mine for me. I don't know if anyone ever felt that way, but you could be doing something that's on. It's like a light bulb, gets you right there. It's like you see it. You're like, oh my, it's here. This is it. And so that's how I felt at that moment, because I'm like, okay. Like, at first, like I told you, I was like, okay, I'm a little bit like, I don't know, I'm on the fence about it. But then when I tried it and I understand all of these skills that I was able to learn behind it, and then I was able to perform this on a client, and their type of expression is different than ours. Like, ours are like, let's try it. But when you inside of their bodies, I'm not saying we're inside of their body, their mindset, they're like, oh my God, it's working. And they're like, girl, I just can't believe it. And I'm like, oh, but to us, it's let's see how it's going to be. We're like, how are they going to feel about it, or what's going to be the outcome? But we didn't think that at first. So I think that's another thing, is that's one of the things oh God, I don't know. But to them, they're like, you did awesome. You did good.
That's the epitome of fake it till you make it. You know what I'm saying? And you're absolutely right. Like, it sounds cliche to say there was a light bulb that went off, but I too have experienced that light bulb 4 times in my business. And the first time was when I had the idea to take the course to do Hyaluron Pen treatment and venture off into the beauty business.
Yeah.
And I was so far from the beauty business before, similar to you, like in a completely different field, that I didn't tell anybody what I was doing. I just did it on my own. My husband knew and nobody else knew because it was so left field. I didn't want anybody's like negative input. I just wanted to try it. It definitely had that. Not that I had doubt, but it definitely was like, well, let me see how it goes first before I tell anybody. Because I didn't know how it was going to go. And then when it took off, the way it took off for me, I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. Come on to something here. And then I added my courses and started the academy side of things. That was another light bulb moment for me. And then, of course, I started adding more courses and whatnot. But the third light bulb for me was when I added the scalp service to our courses. Yeah. Adding that was like, I saw that and was like, oh, this is going to be the next that. Like I already saw it in what my other stuff was. Yeah. So once you've experienced that, then for your next venture or your next service that you want to add or the next thing you want to do with your business, you're able to see the vision and that light bulb goes off before you even have to question yourself.
Yeah.
Because you've already experienced that and you're like, you see the opportunity, you don't think about it, you take it and you run with it. Because you know the possibilities.
Yeah.
So anyways, I want to thank you so much, Ariel, for taking the time to meet with me today and telling us about your story. I really enjoyed getting to know you and hearing all about you. I'm going to be rooting you on the sidelines, girl, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Let's definitely make sure that we stay connected.
I know. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you having me here. And I would love to continue.
That wraps up this mini-sode, but we're just getting started. In our next episode, we'll build on this conversation with more strategic insight, mindset shifts, and CEO level growth moves you can actually apply. If you're ready to go from listener to implementer, DM success to Luxe Beauty and Body Co. on Instagram. We'll send you the exact roadmap to join Scale to Six Figures Academy and start making this shift for real. These mini-sodes aren't just content. They're real strategies in motion, and every one is designed to move your business forward. Until then, stay consistent, stay focused, and keep making those beauty business breakthroughs.